would like to call this meeting to order. Thank you for joining us during our weekly hybrid MLS breakfast meeting. My name is Rosa Santibáñez from Realty Solutions, and I am your August program chair, along with Olivia Anderson. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance guided by Nancy Lynn. Nancy?
Morning. I've been here for a long time, and I got, anyway, let's put your hand on your heart. Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. And now we'll have our inspirational quote from Linda Kwan Lee. Linda?
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. And today's inspiration quote is by Benjamin Franklin. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Are we all agree? Thank you.
Now, let me continue to tell you about me. Last week, I mentioned that I've been a realtor since 2018 and my strong commitment to community engagement. Today, I will tell you a few new things about me. I was born in Mexico City. At 8 years old, my family and me immigrated to the US. I graduated from Cal State LA with a bachelor's in finance. And as some of you may know, I used to work for this association as a bookkeeper many years. Now, let's begin with our program. If you're a member and would like to make an announcement, please fill out an announcement form located to my left with Belen. Return completed forms to Belen. Thank you. A few housekeeping tips. All participants on Zoom will be muted upon entry to the MLS breakfast meeting. And should you have a question or a comment, please remember to enter it into the chat. Please remember to join us weekly as we will have our hybrid MLS breakfast meeting every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. As always, this meeting is being recorded and will be available online on your YouTube channel, West San Gabriel Valley Realtors. Please remember to follow WSGBR social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also watch all our pre-recorded videos on YouTube. Join our text message group for updates. Text WSGBR to the number 888-301-2201. Today's agenda consists of our affiliate spotlight, Joseph Haggerty from Orange Coast Title, and our guest speaker, Carlson, broker and owner of MJC Realty. Just a reminder that to be eligible for today's drawing, you must be a WSGBR member and be in person at the association. We will be having an attendance drawing, Amazon gift card, and a 50-50 raffle. Today, our affiliate spotlight will be brought to you by the affiliate committee chair, Lina Sankari of US Bank, and vice chair, Teresa Nguyen of Loan Direct. Take it away, Joe.
I don't know, guys. Some other guy. I just wanted to keep it pretty simple. Hey, I'm back. My name is Joe Haggerty. I'm with Orange Coast Title. You might have known, I've worked for a couple other companies in the past. One huge misconception about me is that I come from Orange County every day. I actually don't come from Orange County ever. I never went to Orange County. It's just that my company is called Orange Coast Title. So I'm up here. I'm still in this area. I live in San Gabriel Valley. So that's about me. You see there's a QR code up there. If you wanted to scan and log into some of my services or see some reviews, or maybe go onto my social media. I have I like to make videos with little educational topics, sometimes things that I feel like people need to understand. And my social media is not just targeted at realtors, it's targeted to lenders, home buyers, home sellers, investors, A little bit of everything that anyone needs to know in the real estate industry. Some of these words up here, these are just things that I hold like they're valuable to me when I'm working. So modern farming tools, I like to always stay on top of the tools that are available out there. My company has several resources. Not only do we have several resources, but we have our own proprietary software or app that we designed. We're constantly innovating and changing because we have our in-house staff like designing that. So if you get a chance, you can check that out. You can go and sign up through the QR code. You can find my webpage and sign up if you like. Research is really important in this industry. When my clients are working on a property, upcoming prospect, or maybe they're just working with a buyer and they need to make sure everything looks good on their prelim, I'll help like research, make sure everything looks good. The prelim matches what's going on with the property and help people understand what the research means. Following through in every business is important, but the way I follow through is, when you're working with me, there's a challenging situation. I like to be copied on everything and just make sure nobody drops the ball along the way, because the job of the title rep, the person you're working with, is not just to be the face of the company and sell the product, but also to be kind of the middleman, the person in between the title company and the client. Make sure you guys get through the transaction. So I'm gonna breathe. I just ran up those stairs earlier and I'm getting old. Not that old though. Pretty. And obviously like service is important. You get to work with me. I try to offer the best service. So the competition in this room is really tough with title companies. We have our own in-house underwriting. Orange Coast Title we're not underwriting as Orange Coast Title, but we have our own company called Real Advantage Title Insurance Company. It's a relatively new underwriter. I want to say maybe 10 years old, something maybe a little bit less. We're currently licensed as an underwriter in 29 states, and we're closing transactions in 50 states. So with that, I just want to make sure you guys know a little bit more about my company, and any questions, reach out. Thank you very much.
Please remember to support our affiliates with all of your contact. We will now have our affiliate introductions for today. All paid affiliates present today, line up at the front. Please, no promotions or announcements. This is a morning greeting only. We will begin with affiliates in person. Please walk off towards the door after your greeting.
Get it together. Early bird gets the worm. My name is Cosmo Sanchez, and I am a mortgage lender with New Aim Funding. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Yolanda Martinez, and WFG National Title Company. Have an awesome day.
Good morning, everyone. Derek Talbert from Bird's Eye Management Services, and y'all have a great day.
Good morning, everybody. Mackenzie Hong from Morrison Plus Property Inspections. Everybody have a nice day.
Good morning again, Joe Haggerty with Orange Coast Title.
Good morning, I'm Teresa Lamb with Carlson Title Company. Have a wonderful day.
Good morning, everybody. This is James Chan, your good neighbor State Farm agent. Have a great day.
Good morning, everyone. Brandon Lam with Olympus Escrow. Hope you have a nice day.
Good. They're taking.
Good morning, this is Fung Shui Master Mata.
You can go.
Well, good morning. I'll keep it simple. King or reverse mortgages. Mario Manzanilla, Grade 1 Financial, and expert Kubokan instructor now from Tokyo Yuki Kubota.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Phoebe Liu. I'm from East West Bank. I'm a local commercial as home loan officer. Thank you.
Do you want me to display the flyer?
Good morning. My name is Sam Yu, and I'm with Primerica Mortgage.
Good morning, everyone. Brandon Sabransky with First American NHD. Have a fantastic day.
Port one, Alba Moy from Moyes Real Helper. Have a great day. Good morning, Alina Chu from the other restaurant company, Glen Osset Pro in San Marino.
Good morning, everyone. Chris Hahn with Guild Mortgage. Have an awesome day.
Good morning, everybody. Oriana Chan with Prime Lending.
Good morning, everybody here and on Zoom. Lucia Tam, representing CARPA, Chinese American Real Estate Professionals Association. Have a great week.
Good morning, my name is John with Bunch of Blinds, and I have a nickname, the Blind Man.
Good morning, Jeff Bird with Western Router Plumbing.
Good morning, Eduardo Higuchi with New York Life.
Good morning, everyone. Jacqueline Chu from Champion Escrow.
Good morning, Lena Sankari from US Bank Home Mortgage. Thank you.
Good morning, David Tran, the man with the cash in his hand. You can read this, all you need to do is buy a ticket. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll call affiliates online. We have John Wax, Snap NHD.
Good morning, everyone. John Wax with Snap NHD Natural Hazard Disclosures. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay hydrated.
Next, we have Judy Chow, AAA Capital Investments.
Good morning. This is Judy, Senior Loan Officer. See you guys at the mixer. Have a great day.
Next is Sandy Franco, First American Home Warranty.
Good morning, everyone. Sandy Franco, First American Home Warranty. Have a fabulous week.
And Mark Wu, AMS Insurance.
Good morning, everybody. Mark Wu here with AMS Insurance Agency, providing you preferred homeowners in this challenging property insurance market.
WSGBR Foundation is doing a silent auction each week. Please visit the silent auction table to your left, to my right, sorry, to your left. And there's 2 items today to watch it. We're happy to include open pitching to our hybrid MLS breakfast meeting. Reminder, if you would like to pitch your listing, you must go to www.wsgbr.com, click on open pitch, fill out the caravan request form, and submit it no later than Tuesday midnight of the week you want to pitch. Today, we have a listing from Nancy Lynn of Cotai Realty.
Good morning, everyone. I have a great listing. It's a duplex. Address 13918-293-920 Plastic Drive, way there. This is a duplex. The front units has a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, and total square feet 2,450 square feet. And the back unit has 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Seller is a builder. He built his house. So the price only 1.4 million, and it's on way there. Owner will carry the loan if the market is, interest rate is high, but owner will carry the loan for below market price. Okay, so please come by. We have a lot box. It's vacant, both units vacant. Oh, one thing I have to mention, the lot size is 9,200, and we still have room for additional ADU. So please go check it out. Thank you.
Now help me welcome Jim Clark, WSDBR Government Affairs Director, who will be introducing our special guest.
Morning, everyone. As you recall, we are having a series of presentations by the candidates for the 25th State Senate District, which is being vacated. Today, we have our 3rd candidate, Sandra Armenta. Sandra, many of you may know, she has been on the city council in Rosemead for 15 years. Very impressive. Yeah, she's in her 4th term. Her background is teaching. She was a teacher for about 21 years. And now she is a field representative for Senator Susan Rubio. So without me babbling on about her, I want her to tell you about herself. And so let me bring up Sandra Armenta, Councilwoman Sandra Armenta from
Thank you, Jim. Good morning. My name is Sandra Armenta, and I am running to be your next senator for Senate District 25. A little bit about myself. Back in March of 2029, I ran for city council my very first time. And I ran on a slate with Margaret Clark and Stephen Lee. And both are Republican. I'm a moderate Democrat. The reason why I bring this up is because I'm your candidate that will work across the aisle. I'm the candidate that will make sure that I look at the issues. I'm the candidate that has over 14, close to 15 years of experience in proven leadership. Not only have I served 3 terms as mayor, but I'm also past president of California Contract Cities Association. We have about 77 cities that we represent throughout Southern California. I'm also a board trustee for the San Gabriel Valley Mosquito and Vector Control. I, as mayor, served with the Los Angeles County sanitation districts. When you're mayor, you serve as one of the directors. I also have many other experiences on board. Many times you hear candidates or other elected officials saying, I did this, I did that. But if you know local government, you know that it's a partnership. You cannot do anything without the majority vote. And so that's what I want to make sure that I stress, that we brought millions and millions of dollars to Rosemead. We brought businesses. We just opened California Fish Grill. We opened Crumble's Cookies. Before that, TGIF Friday, The Habit, Wingstop, and Jersey Mike's. We did all that under my tenure with the help of the city council. We also brought in a skate park, a dog park, and many other amenities. But the reason why I bring all this up is because just to show you the leadership that I have in not only as a city council member, but as a district representative for Senator Susan Rubio. The cities of San Gabriel, Rosemead, Temple City, Monterey Park, Alhambra, and Arcadia were all part of Senator Susan Rubio's district. Now they're part of District 25. I worked with every single one of those cities at one point or another in the senator's first term. I networked, I worked, I attended Chamber of Commerce, I attended ribbon cutting, I attended everything that I need to be able to engage with the community and to also represent the senator. That is why I feel that I'm the best candidate, because of the fact that I know the district. I also grew up in the city of Rosemead. I went through the elementary schools, junior high, and graduated from Rosemead High School. I went to college at Cal Poly. I was going to be an architect major, but then I started working with children. And I said, oh my goodness, this is the best thing in the whole wide world. So then I became a teacher. Taught at LACO, Los Angeles County Office of Education, dealing with special needs students. And then I was recruited to come back to Garvey School District in the city of Rosemead. My background also gives me a different view on how to approach issues. As I mentioned, I ran with 2 other people from a different party, but I think the reason why people are just tired, I'm tired of them. Too much to the left, too much to the right, but we don't see anybody working together. When one of the candidates dropped out, my phone did not stop ringing. I feel very blessed to know that people came and encouraged me to run. So I know that I'm a little bit behind the game. Believe you me, I know that. In 1 week, I established my committee. I established everything that I needed to do to be a viable candidate. This will be my fifth campaign. The 4 that I had with the city of Rosemead, successful. I know what it takes to win an election. I know what it takes to be able to connect with everybody not just one side, but everybody as a whole. I'm also honored that I have the support of surrounding council members, surrounding community members, and the constituents. As mentioned before, I was in the classroom for 21 years. And when Senator Susan Rubio asked me to join her team, I said, when do I start? She's a great mentor. I've learned so much. So if anybody knows what it takes to be a senator, that is me. Because of the fact that I see her working. People don't understand what it takes to be a senator. They think they just go up to Sacramento, they vote on some bills. That's not at all what it's about. It's about negotiating, about working with both sides. It's about working with both sides. It's about making sure that everybody is heard. When I read your mission statement, you represent not only realtors, but also brokers. You also represent a bunch of brokers, salespeople, property managers, appraisers, that you're the voice of all of those people. That's what I ran on my first election. I ran to be the voice. And out of all the council members, people feel comfortable to coming to me and letting me know what the problem is. I know many of you out there that I've known for a while, but every single time somebody came out to ask for my opinion, for help, I never said no. I will never say no. My top issues is public safety, homelessness, economic development. All those are instrumental in what you do and being able to have you be successful in your job of life, your job. If we don't have safety in our communities, it's going to be very hard for you to market and to sell those properties. If we don't address the homelessness issue, again, it's going to be very hard for you to market. Economic development, again, when we brought all these eateries, all these businesses to Rosemead, property values go up. People took notice. I'm going to give you a little story, not story, but of what actually happened. We started cleaning up Rosemead Boulevard and the shopping center where Target's at. Back then, we had a development agency. And with the money that we received from there, we started cleaning everything up. Chipotle had come to Rosemead before, and they looked around the neighborhood and they said, no, we're not gonna invest in your city. We started cleaning everything up. Not only did we get Chipotle, but we got all the other eateries in that shopping center. Again, goes to show you that working together and cleaning things up will make property values go up, will make that much easier for you to be able to sell your properties, and also just to make sure that we have economic development. One thing I'm going to leave you with, again, I cannot say that everything that we've done in the city council was just on me, or it was just on my part. It's a team effort. In 2019, Rosemead was ranked #1 in the San Gabriel Valley for financial stability. #1, because we work with our staff, we work with our businesses, and we try to make sure that everybody is successful. That's what I'm going to do in the Senate, making sure that I hear everybody's voices, that I engage with you, and that I represent you in California.
Thank you, Sandra. Sandra, you're gonna stay for a little while?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so Sandra will be around after the meeting, after the main speaker, so if you'd like to come over and meet her and talk to her then, please do, and want to get a picture, of course, there's the background over there, but thank you, Sandra, for being here, we appreciate it.
Now it's time for our guest speaker, Carlson, broker owner of MJC Realty And let me tell you first a little bit about him. There's a lot to say, but he only wants me to give you the main point. Mr. Carlson has been a CAR instructor for the last 25 years. As well, Mr. Carlson has been a designated real estate instructor from NAR since 1992, more than 32 years. He has the life credential to teach at community colleges. Mr. Carlson, better say Professor Carlson, has taught real estate licensing classes at 5 colleges, including currently at UCI. He's a senior instructor at REVI, Real Estate Video Educational Institute. And let's welcome him.
Turn that one off and this one on. Everybody can hear okay? That's good. How about you at the front? Oh, good, good. So you're all here for the class on how to get rich in real estate without really trying? Sorry, wrong class. Okay. On the RPA, the 16-page, 26-page purchase agreement. I don't know how that works. And also the 47 standard disclosures in the sale of a single-family home owner occupied in the state of California. How many?
47.
47! If we got together as a group, we couldn't come up with 47. You need to be knowledgeable in the area in which you deal. So what I want to do is I want to talk to you a little bit about that. Let me go ahead and do a screen share here. You've heard all my, get over here to the great Zoom. Bring that up, screen share. I got the introduction. Let me just give you a little bit more introduction there. I am also, MJC Realty. I started that company many years ago. I have 3 offices, one in Newport Beach, one in Huntington Beach, and one in Seal Beach. I like the beach. As an instructor for the GRI program, which says you took 14 days of your life to gain more knowledge and become a better professional. It is a national designation. I am also an instructor for CAR. I only put down 25 years because it scares me when I know how many years I've been doing this. And as a designated instructor from the National Association, every 3 years you have to have 2.5 hours of ethics. Say, Joel, I already got ethics. Yeah, I know. That was the 3-hour class to renew your license with the Department of Real Estate. What we're talking about is the National Association of Realtors, 17 articles in the Code of Ethics, and the 3 standing committees. How many are on any of those committees? Thank you for serving on those committees. You don't even know what those committees are. Okay? Well, when I come back to do the class, you'll know. Okay, 2.5 hours, no test. You just have to listen to me. So what I want to do is I want to talk to you a little bit about, I'm also a certified real estate consultant from the American College. I just wanted more alphabet soup after my name, so I got another thing. Actually, the reason I got that particular designation is when I'm dealing with buyers. Wait a minute, let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever dealt with a buyer, showed them everything in the multiple listing, and they bought through somebody else? Y'all been in the business for 15 minutes? Well, after that happened a number of times, I said, you know what, the next time somebody wants to pick my brain and waste my time, I'm going to charge them. Just like any other professional would. You see, I call you professionals because you are defined as such under our state constitution. Yes, Andrew, we have a constitution here in California. It was codified in 1879. It says if you have a state issued license, that's the Department of Real Estate. And a requirement of continuing education, that's 45 hours every 4 years. You are considered a professional. As professionals, are we held to a higher standard? Then my office policy at MJC Realty is I want to be compensated at that higher standards. You walk into my office, say, I want real estate activity. Fine. The first half hour is free. After that, you either sign a buyer representation agreement or a fee agreement. If you won't do that, don't let the door hit you on the way in. See, I've gotten old and grumpy. I don't have to put up with the boneheads anymore. Now, this brings me to my 3 caveats. Caveat is the promise to do or not to do something. Here's all I'm going to do here this morning. I'm going to talk about 1 to 4 residential units and the laws that are ancillary to those. My second caveat out of the 3 is I will make what those laws are. In other words, Business and Professions Code, Civil Code, or Commissioner's regulations. But my last caveat is the most important, and that is it doesn't matter what I say. It matters what your broker said. Because your broker is ultimately liable for whatever you do under 113(1) of the Business and Professions Code. So if I say I use buyer representation agreements, don't come back to your broker and say Joe said, because then I get in trouble. Just go back and say, hi, I was in class today. I learned something. What's our policy? So you have a clear understanding how to represent that company as a real estate professional. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go over to where everything starts. We're gonna go to a new share. We're gonna go to the person sitting in the round chair. Now, I'm not sure what the significance is of the round chair, but I know I'm at the California Association of Realtors website. At this website is where the disclosures are. How many? 47. I'm just astounded by that. When I first started doing this was about 20 years ago. You might want to write this down. Here's where they are. You go to the person sitting in the round chair, you go to Transaction Center, click Transaction Center, it gives you 4 more tabs. Come on over here to Risk Management, you click Risk Management. When I clicked on this the first time, it had disclosure chart, singular. You click on it now, it not only talks to you about the disclosure charts, it also talks to you about other items. So we have 4 charts now, REO, real estate owned. You think we're going to see more of that? Go like this. Good. Releases chart, home, new home sales, and then the one I clicked on 20 years ago, sales disclosure chart. This chart is put together by the California Association of Realtors legal staff. These are real estate attorneys. They put this together, they updated it, and here's their telephone number. Call them up, tell them Joel sent you. This is the legal hotline. These are real estate, they're not divorce attorneys, okay? They're real estate attorneys. They tell you how and why certain things happen. There are 4 categories. The first 3 have to do with 1 to 4 residential units. The next one has to do with you're selling units. By the way, there was a young lady up here that pushed a piece of property out of the fire for that property. I need to have the flyer on that before you leave today. Okay, good. Then there's commercial industrial. These are the disclosures required by law. Here's the law right over here. 53 disclosures, of which 41 are required by law. You need to be knowledgeable in the area in which you deal. I've shown you where it is. I do a class on this because CAR doesn't. I put together the class many years ago because I said, if you are real estate professionals, you need to be able to explain this to your clients, number 1. Number 2, you need to protect yourselves. So that's the first thing. The next thing is we go on over here, do a new screen share to the, let's go to the purchase agreement. Now, this is the 16-page purchase agreement that happens to be 26 pages long. If you look up here, it says 26. The first group of pages have to do with agency. That's been around since 1988. Nothing's changed in agency since 1988. But this one is a little bit interesting. This is the fair housing. Again, fair housing's been with us since 1968. But in California, if we look down here, these are all the protected classes in California. At the federal level, when I teach the ethics course, there is race, color, sex, national origin, religion, familial status, that's the makeup of the family. You can't discriminate on the makeup of the family. Handicap status, they call it disabilities here in California. Sexual orientation and gender identity. Those are at the federal level. There are 9 at the federal level. Everything else you see here is the state of California. 22. I'm a numbers guy, I like numbers. 22. The one that I have trouble with is this one right here. Any arbitrary characteristic. I don't know what that is. There's another area down here. It says examples of conduct that may not be motivated by discriminatory intent, but that could have a discriminatory effect. What the heck is that? Well, those are the buyer love letters. It says right down here, if you get a letter from a buyer, it says, oh, I love this home. I want the seller to accept my offer. Can I write a letter, tell them I'll raise my children here just like they did. I'll take care of the home just like they did. Oh, please accept my offer. In your RLA, residential listing agreement, it says you will not look at those letters. Number 1. Number 2, on paragraph 10, it says you won't show them to the seller. That's what they sign. And the RLA, residential listing agreement, is an agreement between you and the seller. Whereas the residential purchase agreement is between the buyer and the seller. It's the little things that will put you out of this business. Now, the big thing that I want to show, and there's some other ones in here, but it's a 16-page purchase agreement, but we have 8 attachments to it. So the next attachment that we have to this is and this is one that I have always, this one came up, it's fairly new. It is nothing more than a restatement of the agency disclosure, 2079 Civil Code. And it says, see, back in 1988, they didn't have multiple buyers. They didn't have multiple sellers. Okay? They had them, but we just didn't know what they were. They had a bad definition of dual agency, so they updated the dual agency definition here. Now, here's my question to you. Realtor A has a listing. Realtor B calls up and says, hey, I got an offer on your listing. Realtor A says, send it on over. B sends it over to him. My client calls me up and says, hey, I want to make an offer on Realtor A's property. I say, terrific. Hey, Realtor A, yeah. Property still available? Yeah. Got any offers? Yeah. What are they? Can Realtor A tell me what Realtor B's offers are? Offers are not necessarily confidential. Buyers advise that the seller, the listing agent, may disclose the existence of the terms or conditions of the buyer's offer. It's right there, and everybody signs it. You need to be knowledgeable in the area in which you deal. Now, I was taught all my life you can't do this. What you need to do is understand, as a real estate professional, when you represent the buyer, you need to explain to them, do you want the seller to give information to other brokers about your offer? Yes, no, maybe. If it's a no, then you're going to have to talk to them about a confidentiality agreement. If you're working with the seller goes, yeah, come on. I want competitive offers. I want to get the highest price possible. So they're all for this. I've never had a seller say, nah, I don't want more money for my home. I've never had them say that. But you need to be, you sign this. The buyer signs it, the seller signs it, the agent for the buyer signs it, and the agent for the seller signs it. You need to read the stuff you ask people to sign. You need to read the stuff you sign. Now, I hate reading stuff. I really do. I hate it. But I know if I don't, I always get myself in trouble. You need to be knowledgeable in the area in which you deal. And I'm going to tell you something. Albert, where are you? Albert Tran, he's the executive officer. I am so proud of that man. I started working with him almost 30 years ago at DAR. I go to associations all over. Nobody said the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. God bless that man for putting that together. I see you say, oh, well, it was our committees. Yeah. And the fact that you are here getting education and you get the representatives, nobody else is, oh, we can't do that. We can't tell them what they think, because in that way we're influencing things. No, you're not. You're becoming more educated. There was a quote. Does anybody remember what the quote was? It's about education. I'm going to throw a twist on it. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. So, with that in mind, when we come down here, we find wire fraud. Is wire fraud a big deal? I'm just talking to the head attorney at the National Association of Realtors. He was telling me about a court case for $2.4 million. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to hear about any of $2.4 million, because if the snakes out there got it, they're gone. The only person left in town is who? You. And they're all looking at you like, hey, you got my money. I didn't get the money. So you want to make sure that you do 2 things. Number one, that you talk to your escrow officers and you tell them. We had some escrow officers here. We had some people here that came up and talked to this that are insurance people. I don't know about you, or if you understand any of the things that are going on in the state of California involving insurance, but I'm going to tell you what, we're lucky to even have it with some of the state legislature that's going on about what the insurance companies can and can't do, how they're protected. I don't know many lenders are going to loan without an insurance policy. So I would get everybody who came up here, I would want their card and their name and their number, put it in my database, so that sometime in the future when I need help, there they are. Especially the kid with the gray hair that had the picture in high school. Oh, I'm sorry. You ever get a card? You get the card, you look at it, you go. "What's this?" So escrow officer, I have to get in touch with my escrow officer and I have to talk to them and say, hi, establish a code word. This is what this says. This is the form that is put together for you as real estate professionals to protect not only your buyers and sellers, but you. And then you are to use a secure Wi-Fi. Now, secure Wi-Fi can be anything. Typically, it is what's referred to as a VPN, a virtual private network. The VPN that I use is called Hotspot Shield. Okay. Let me get a screen share here. This is Hotspot Shield. I'm not telling you you have to use it. I'm just saying I don't want anybody in my computer. And here's what happened. They were sent in this court case that established this particular disclosure I'm showing you. The court case came up and it said they were sitting in a place where they had free Wi-Fi. Is anything free? No, not this week. Maybe next week. Okay. They logged in. A hacker got into the computer, found out that they were going to wire money. They spoofed the email, and then they sent it to the buyer, and the buyer said, "Oh, I'm supposed to wire the money to here," which happened to be in Botswana. And it's gone. 2.4. So you want to make sure, establish an escrow officer password with your buyer. I don't want to know what it is. Don't tell me what your password is. You and your escrow officer, you buyer, you seller, have that. And then you want to make sure you're using a secure Wi-Fi. You say, I've never heard of a VPN, a virtual private network. That's why I do these classes, so that you learn some stuff to keep you out of court. Okay? All right, then we finally get down to the purchase agreement. Okay, the purchase agreement is, we've been had it around a while. It's the first 3 pages though, is where you put everything. What I'm afraid of is you put everything in the first 3 pages, you won't go over the last 13, which explain a lot of stuff. The biggest problem we have right now is top of page 2. And this, in my opinion, the forms change and have been doing so for many years, about January 1st of each year and July 1st. I know it's a little bit before that. They say June and they say December, but that's usually when they take effect. This was a knee-jerk reaction that happened, as far as I'm concerned, to this right here in March of this year. We came out of a court case. All right, now I want to make sure we're clear on this one. So this purchase agreement, this is the California Residential Purchase Agreement. Who wrote up this agreement? Not who filled it in, I filled it in. Who put this standard form together? You think attorneys, right? Wrong answer. It was put together by realtors such as yourself. It is a committee at CAR called Standard Forms. I joined Standard Forms in the 1980s when the purchase agreement went from 2 pages to 4 pages. I said, nobody will sign this dadgum thing. It was like hitting my head against the wall. It felt so good when I quit. Because here's what I figured out. Every time we lose a major lawsuit, good for another paragraph it is. Okay. So with that in mind, they came up with this. And it says at the top of page 2, so here's page 1 right here. This is page 1 of 16. This is top page 2. It talks about seller agrees to da da da. So the people read this, they go, oh, this is good. I represent the buyer. I'm going to have them check this off and whatever. This has no validity unless the buyer has a BRBC, buyer representation broker compensation agreement. Do you remember, what did I tell you when I walked in? I said, you come into my office, you want to deal with me, you sign up BRBC. I didn't call it that because they just changed the name, but that's a buyer representation agreement. If you do not have a buyer representation broker compensation agreement, this is superfluous. This has nothing to do with anything. Everybody goes, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And all of a sudden, overnight, we become interested in buyer representation. Hallelujah. Because I don't know about you, but I want to get paid for my services. You take the time to gain this information, to keep yourself educated, and then you walk into a situation where nothing's happening properly. So with that in mind, this is what I want to tell you about the RPA. This particular agreement, this SPBBBS thing, is not even applicable unless the buyer's agent has a buyer representation broker compensation agreement, a BRBC. You say, crud, Joe, what does that sound good look like? Well, let's take a look here. We'll go to search BRBC. This is the form that I have been using for years. You say, wait, Joel, that's the agency disclosure form. Yeah, all of these things have attached the agency disclosure, the fair housing, the wire fraud, and the possible representation more than one buyer seller. They all lump this stuff in here. But if we come down here to the actual form, the buyer's compensation, buyer's representation, broker compensation, this is what they have to have filled out before they even check the box on the top of page 2 of the purchase agreement. If they don't have one of these, I don't know what they're doing. Checking any boxes. Okay, so here's what happens. I say to my buyer, hey buyer, you want to buy property? Yeah, you have to sign one of these agreements. She says, terrific. She signs it. We go out and see property. Now, this agreement says they're going to pay me over here 3% commission. What I'm doing is I'm stopping her from going to the open house and saying, oh, I love this open house. I want to write the open house. And I'm not there. And now she writes up the offer with another agent. I don't get paid. How many of you have vampire cards? These are vampire cards. You give them to her. You say, here, when you go to an open house and they say, hi, you want to buy the house? You say, yes. Then you take out your vampire card and you say, I'm working with Joel. You need to protect yourself and make sure you educate your clients. So she's got an agreement with me to pay 3. We go to the seller and the seller agrees to pay 2.5. So all of a sudden I say, the agent, I'm representing you. You need to pay me 3 because only pay me 2.5. She says, that's the seller. And that's what this is. This is an ask the seller to pay it. So when we come down here to this page, so you've got to get to the purchase agreement, past all this. This is what you would check off. And here's what this says. Hi, seller. My buyer has agreed to pay me 3%. You're only paying me 2.5%. I'd like you to pay me another 0.5%. My knee-jerk reaction is, as the seller, tell your buyer to pay. But if it's a hot market, then the seller says, oh, okay, I'll pay that. If, in other words, if it's not a seller's market, it's a buyer's market. Buyer comes in and says, hey, I want you to pay my agent this amount of money. They say, perfect. They say, okay, we're going to do the deal. Otherwise, we're not doing it. If you do not have a buyer representation, broker compensation, you're not going to mess with this particular item. So this is the biggest one in our purchase agreement right now. We just don't understand it. So number 1, you have to have a BRBC, broker or buyer representation, broker compensation agreement. Then, if you have a 3% from her and the seller's only going to give you 2.5, if you want that other half, you're going to ask the seller. Now you're going to check off the box. And by checking off the box, it adds the dadgum form. So you don't even have to worry about it. All right. Now, that is the main things I want to talk to you about. Where to find the 47 standard disclosures and the RPA. Now, when I do the class in the RPA, it's a 3-hour class and we go through every paragraph. Why? Because you need to be able to explain it to your buyers and sellers. Okay? You need to be able to explain it to your buyers and sellers. So I just want you to know, those are the 2 items that I have seen out there that are going to affect you as real estate professionals. If you do have any questions, I told you, I gave you my contact information here. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Now, if you say, Joel, I want to gripe about buyers and sellers, we do that at the yacht club on Thursday afternoons. Do it. If you have a legal question, you call the legal hotline, area code 213-739-8282. I have it memorized. I call them all the time. They're real estate attorneys. They always go, oh, it's Joel. You want it, you want somebody else to take it. If you have a question about forms, I'm a certified forms trainer. I want you to be knowledgeable in the area in which you deal. Am I taking questions now? One question. The answer is no. Thank you for being here. All right, I will go ahead and turn it over to your chair. And thank you for being in the business from 2018.
On behalf of the West San Gabriel Valley Realtors, thank you, Professor Carlson, for a very informative session. Now let's go ahead and have some fun. We're gonna have our attendance drawing. All WSGBR members are included in the attendance drawing, but not all can be sustained. Today, our pod is at $600. If we don't get a winner, $25 gets added to the pod each week. Until someone wins, pod will begin at $25 when someone wins. If for our last breakfast meeting of the year, we still don't have a winner, we will draw a lucky winner at that time. The winner must be in person at the association and a WSGBR member to win. When your name is called, you must announce that you're present. If we call your name 3 times and you do not respond, we will move on. No exceptions. Good luck. And the winner is William Dan. William. William. Okay, moving on to our Amazon gift card drawing. We will select 3 winners from those attending in person. Each will receive a $25 Amazon gift card. Good luck to everyone. Stephanie Lee, Huntington Realty.
Always famous.
Good luck. Come on in. Picture. Karen Chin. From KCP Group. And last one is William Wade.
Here comes William. I'll give them to you afterwards. Sorry, thank you. Yes, see me afterwards and I'll give you your.
Okay, so please make sure to participate in our education classes. A list of the upcoming classes is displayed on your screen and available on our website. We will have the new California Residential Purchase Agreement webinar Tuesday, September 5th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. The cost is $35. And then we will have our 8-hour MLO live webinar, Continue Education, Thursday, September 7th from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. The cost is $129. And we will also have 45-hour DRE license renewal, Continue Education webinar, Friday, September 8th from 9:30 to 12:30 p.m. and that's $85. And our free class, Lone Wolf Transaction, will be Monday, September 11th from 9:30 to 12:30, and that's the free one. Take advantage. Okay, at this time, if you submitted we have one more thing to do, our 50/50 raffle. And good luck.
69.
Today we have $69. Lucky number is 377283. Again, 377283, 377283. Anyone?
Shun.
One more. We're gonna try one more. You must know your number by now. Okay, here we go. It's 377367. 377367.
Now you have to take a picture of yourself.
Donating this to our foundation.
Since you want somebody to take a picture. Okay.
Okay, we're almost done. At this time, if you submitted an announcement form, please come up and make your announcement. You have 30 seconds. Or if you didn't register for Caravan, but would like to pitch a listing, please come up to the front. Your listing must be active in the MLS and do not discuss commission. We have Jolene 2, Remax.
Hi, everyone. I have an 8-unit commercial property for 1.95 near Hollywood. It's a great location. All the units have laundry hookup, either inside the unit or individual laundry rooms, which is pretty rare, and they're pretty popular with the rentals. And each unit has separate utility meters, which is also pretty rare, including water meters. There's 8 different individual meters. And all the units are in good condition. 3 of the 8 being completely remodeled and updated within the last year. So, it's pretty nice. And it's surrounded by new construction on a great street, easily rental and a great investment property. If you have any additional questions, let me know. Thank you.
Next, we have Nina Kumari, and she will be mentioning about our affiliate Mixer coming up.
Hello, hi, just a friendly reminder tonight, whomever registered, please don't forget, we are gonna meet up at Row Fusion in Sierra Madre from 4 to 8. Please make sure to bring business cards, we have door prizes, drinks and appetizers. See you then, bye.
Morning. Okay, so this is from the Greater Maury Park Chamber of Commerce. We have a mixer on August 29th, a Tuesday at Graham's Cafe. Now, if you guys haven't tried it, you guys really need to try it. It's really good. Dora took us there the other day. We were discussing and it was really, really good. So it's 6 to 8 p.m. It's $25, okay? But one of their dishes is already 18. So they're gonna have a little buffet style of all sorts of food that you could try. So you gotta try it. You guys gotta come.
Just piggyback a little bit that we really have a lot of council people coming, and I just invite our candidate Senate 25th Sandra Menta from Rosemead coming in, and you can talk to her about what your concern. Basically, this is the first one in Southern California, the first one actually in Northern California, San Francisco. The owner really fascinated about the entrepreneur making all these menus. So they are very excited to share with everyone. So try it. This is Japanese American cafe with chicken shebang.
Sorry, non-members are $35.
I'm here too much, but anyway, my name is Dora, and I'm very happy to have my wonderful guest. You know that Jim Clark. Give him a round of applause, please. Look at all these flyers. I really love this. Have anyone seen this wonderful? Yes.
Are we plugging that too? Seriously, because we're the last week of this.
Is that right?
Yeah, the battle royale. So if you haven't talked to your agents in your offices to donate $20 to the Realtor Action Fund, please do, because you could win a huge lunch for your office if you are the winner in your category.
My pin, my RFA pin.
She gives.
So what happened is the legislative is very important. We understand we just have a wonderful speaker talking about how many disclosures that if you don't know, this is very important. It is a real tour. So the REF fund is contributing so much to our Sacramento, and then this is represent us for hearing our voices for your profession. So 10:30 tomorrow, I want everyone make sure has to be here, spending your few hours, enjoy the lunch, maybe Jersey Mike is coming in to to share with us. But the bottom line is we have wonderful anchor with the National Association of Realtors, California Association of Realtors, to tell us what's the update.
They don't do this very often. So tomorrow we'll have a representative from the National Association of Realtors, a senior political rep there, talk about federal issues that are affecting the industry. Also, our chief lobbyist, Senior Vice President Sanjay Wagley from the California Association of Realtors will be here in person. Oh, I thought we were the last ones and we could go as long as we wanted. And then we also have Sarah Wilfong, who is the Director of Advocacy and Policy for the LA County Business Federation, who's going to be unveiling their new poll that some of you may have participated in to tell you what the business climate is here in Los Angeles County. And then me.
Okay, let me close this one. if you are at the table or you're in the restaurant, basically, if you're in, you're in. So I see you tomorrow at 10:30. Homeowners matters.
Much. So now we're gonna get ready to leave, but before we like to give you a small present. And I just want to give you thanks for your time, and this was my second time speaking. I hope I did a great job. August 31st, as we welcome an affiliate escrow panel. Their topic will be how to avoid pitfalls in escrow. Thank you, everyone, for joining our meeting. This meeting is now adjourned.